Hey, happy Thursday, Throwback Thursday, and another episode at the Cornerstore with the Cornerstore Podcast. I'm Shannon Howard, one of your hosts, better known as Hot Dog in the GVGA parts, and I'm going to bring on my co-hosts, the cast members. We have Roger King, Micah King, Edmund Richardson, Al Big Gooch Xavier, and the old new cast member, the new old cast member, Christopher Cool Hand Hardy. What it do, fellas?
The
What
old
it
young.
got?
What's going on?
What's up, fam?
I can't call it,
Luke, what
bro.
it be, bro? Welcome back.
Hey, man, y'all doing it on Wednesday. I was getting to that bag on Wednesday, so y'all changed it Thursday, so I'm
You
in
was
the
at
building.
Bible study. You was what is it, a deacon on Wednesday at
He
the
was
church?
he was in
Hey,
the dance studio
hey,
practicing running the lines.
he one of them first AB deacon.
Oh, man, don't bring
Oh
up.
man,
Yeah,
the one with the communion in the pocket.
Already.
hey, Al, you better tread lightly now. That's all I'm gonna tell you now.
Hey,
Hey,
bro, don't bring up old stuff.
not
You better tread lightly. That's all I'm gonna tell
hey,
you now.
not a
God
head
damn
in his
now.
back pocket.
Here we go. All right, if you tuned in, hit the like button, hit the share button, go text everybody, let them know we're live at the corner store. Get your snacks, your drinks, and all that good stuff. We got a good show tonight. Going to bring it a lot of fun. Hopefully, keep it live and educational and informational at the same time. So hit the heart, hit the likes, hit the shares. But the first topic tonight, man, they're going crazy trying to control our women, but the abortion ban. I know they passed one a couple of weeks ago here in Florida, went from 15 to 6 weeks. Now Arizona's taking us back to 1864 when Arizona wasn't even a state. We were still slaves. Women couldn't vote, but they're taking us back to the draconian laws. Edmund and Micah, politician with the paper in politics. What's going on? Talk to the people, man.
It's a travesty, man. This law, like you stated, was passed in 1864, actually by a single individual who was, tasked with creating laws for the new territory of Arizona, and so pretty much after the reversal of Roe v. Wade with the Dobbs decision, which pretty much got rid of 50 years of stated law. That women could choose to do what they want to do with their body. But after that, everything changed. And here is a prime example on how elections have consequences. People will always say, I don't do politics, but this is an example on how if you don't do politics, politics will do you. So a lot of who did not participate in the electoral process and felt like, I don't want to vote for Biden, he's too old, but at the power of the presidency has the ability to select Supreme Court justices, and because Joe Biden won that election and defeated Hillary Clinton, he appointed 3 Supreme Court justices, and now we have a court that's 6-3, and now they basically are eroding all of the rights and privileges that we have achieved over the past 100 years in this country. They're rolling back those freedoms, and this is another example of that. It's bad for women, but politically, I think Donald Trump them stepped in something that I don't think they can come back from. And I think that Arizona now, which was a swing state and a state that could have went to the Republicans, I think that is long gone now, that it will be a Democrat representing the state of Arizona in the Senate. And I think that it probably will be a clean sweep in the state House and Senate over in Arizona. So I think that that's the reason why you see Donald Trump right now campaigning, stating that he's changing his position on abortion. He thinks it's a states' rights issue. And I think that's a bad position because we see now what individual states are doing, especially in the South. Mostly every southern state have limited the ability of women to choose to do what they want to do with their bodies. So,
Yeah, that's very insightful. And me and Edmund was talking the other day, Micah, about how they don't realize how this is tied to the economy. Like with the infrastructure bill, there's a lot of jobs going to Arizona. But now with these draconian laws, people aren't want to go to Arizona. And then a lot of people who are there are going to leave, like many of the doctors, OBGYNs. I mean, it's going to have an impact all the way down, and it's going to be the wrong kind of trickle effect. But let us hear your insight, Michael, on what you think.
Well, yeah, economically, it's definitely going to have an impact on infrastructure, on people going there, companies wanting to go there. So more liberal leaning companies are definitely going to opt out of doing anything in Arizona. And then sometimes it spills over to the military, where we kind of saw an example of this. I believe when there was a base that was supposed to go in Alabama, but they switched and went to Colorado because of some of the laws that they didn't agree with. So we're gonna see some effects there, but like Evan was saying, it's definitely a good example of why elections have consequences, and we got to get more involved in the state and local politics as well, because of Trump is saying that this is a states' rights issue, and God forbid he wins again, and it is a states' rights issue, then we got to get more involved in our state representatives, our state senate, our governors, and make sure that they are doing what's best for the people and what's best for all people. So even though Georgia might have went blue on the federal level, we got to go blue on the state and local level as well, to make sure that we take advantage of some of the stuff that's happening on the federal level.
Yeah, big facts, big facts. So
And I will add there about the states' rights issue. Y'all better be leery when y'all hear Republicans talk about states' rights. That was the whole reason behind the Civil War. They felt that states should be able to determine to keep their slaves, right? And so, every time I hear Republicans say states' rights, I get a little leery, because I know what happened to black folks when states had the ability to do what they wanted to do without some federal government oversight.
Yeah, states' rights does not work. Leaving it up to the state, it does not work, and that's the proof is in the pudding, right? You go all the way back to the Civil War, you go through Jim Crow, you go through some of the civil rights movement. The states giving the states the power to choose for themselves does not work, and you can't really say you're United States when each state is operating like their own country. So.
yeah, big facts, big facts. And if you look at the map at all the states who have started to ban abortion, it kind of follows the map of those when the Civil War took place.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, hopefully things will get better, things will change. But Roger or Luke, what if they ban Viagra for the men? You think they'll be having these kind of laws, or what you think, bro?
They talking about the January 6th insurrection, boy.
Hey, man.
Or it'll be a V6, huh? Viagra 6.
Capital.
I turned 50. I turned 50 this year. I turned 50 this year. I need all of mine.
What?
I'm just gonna go to my backup, Slick. I'm just gonna go to my strong back.
Strong.
What's
that's
that?
The name, that's the name of a strong back. I'm gonna go to my backup.
You talking about that gas? Hey, you taking them gas station pills, boy? You're gonna have a heart attack.
Keep on.
You better go to the doctor, boy.
Hey,
So they can check all your elements
and swing low with it.
Hey, Rodney, he taking the one with the bees on the pack.
Yeah.
Right there.
There you are.
You know what's crazy though? It's funny how they used to always say that we're too overpopulated in America. You know what I'm saying? The United States or the world, whatever, is too overpopulated. You know what I'm saying? But here they are trying to decide for a woman what she should do with her body and have a baby or not. You know what I mean?
But see, Al, the issue behind that is you bring up a great point. It's this theory out there called white replacement theory.
Mm-hmm.
Most Christians in this country before the evangelical movement,
right,
they supported a woman's right to choose. It changed when black people started progressing in this country, and white people felt like they would be outnumbered, so they wanted to use the legislative process to prevent white women from having abortions. Because guess what? We know, even to this day, more black women may have abortions, but black people have their kids. That's why our grandparents had 10 to 12 kids.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so they fear being outnumbered, and don't quote me for it. You can go look it up. It's called white replacement theory. A lot of evangelicals begin to move there. These white Christian nationalists, that's what I call them. They're Christian nationalists. cloaking themselves in the Bible, but they're racist at heart, and they are the people behind this abortion ban movement. And see, here's another issue that we have. See, these folks are determined. They lost for over 50 years this issue, but guess what? They didn't give up at the polls and say, "Oh, I ain't get what I want. I ain't get reparations yet, so well, the system don't work." They know that by participating in the political process, that they know eventually change will come, and it doesn't come overnight. You got to stay at this. See, we got these newcomers that came to vote when Obama got elected and said, "Oh, I did something great." But what you got to understand about politics is the squeaky wheel gets the oil. You got to stay at this thing. Power, and I think Frederick Douglass said this, power yields nothing without a demand.
Ooh, boy,
I know.
Strong words, bro. Yep.
Yeah,
I know one thing.
Up there, I thought you about to start hooping run. Somebody drop a bomb for Edmund real quick.
Yep. Hey, I know one thing though. The Kings though, we do our. Hey, we put in our time. We got about 500 that's contributed to us alone.
Yep. Well, great topic, great feedback, and great points. And I'll just add to that last point is the rate at which Caucasians are having babies has slowed down dramatically, and the browning of America has increased dramatically. So there's some fragility going on where they're scared that things that were done to us may be done to them in 2050. But I don't think we're too loving of a race or ethnicity to do that.
I think it goes deeper than that. I really think that if you look at the landscape of politics, you look at the landscape of those that are the biggest voices in Congress right now, making the biggest movement are women. Women are making the biggest movement in CEOs, businesses.
Yeah.
They're making the biggest move. And I really think that they want you back in the kitchen. You know, I think the overall ideal is to put you back in the kitchen. You know what they used to say, pregnant and barefoot and pregnant, whatever it is. I really think that has a lot to do with it too. You know, to slow this movement. The women, you know, they if you look at it, the demographics, they are one of the biggest growth in politics, ownership, CEOs, you know, and how do you slow that down? They also lead in college degrees, you know. So how do you slow that down? You know, most people get slowed down with the start of a family, you know.
Well, how do you slow that down is how you prevent people from voting. Put obstacles in the way of voting. So if you don't have people that are like-minded in there, it's hard to get your interests to the forefront with the bills or policies that are passed.
See, when we don't participate in the political process, guess what? They win. I mean, if you take the people that don't vote, who's disenchanted, who's frustrated with the system, they actually can elect the president by themselves. But we don't participate, and we quit when things don't go our way. But we got to keep working at this thing. Yeah, I mean, what if Dr. King them gave up? You know, are these folks that fought even before Dr. King gave up, and we would have never achieved all the advancements we've achieved during the civil rights movement, Jim Crow, and all those that entire era. But we got to stay at it. And I just feel like as Black folk, we give up, and we listen to these hoteps on here on social media who sit in here and preach something else. But guess what, man? You gonna get screwed by the political system when you don't participate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, Evan, you seen your cousin with Trump at the burger shop?
Mm-hmm. No, that was Chick-fil-A, wasn't it?
But
I thought it was another name, wasn't it? I didn't think it was Chick-fil-A, was it?
Well, the one I saw was at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it was at Chick-fil-A. But see, my thing is the bar is so low that Donald Trump can do anything. He's on the side of Black folks when this man is a salesman. He goes out here talking about, oh, I've done more for the Black community than Abraham Lincoln. This man is gaslighting. Abraham Lincoln freed slaves. What has he done? Nothing.
He freed who he freed? Oh, he gave old boy a pardon.
Kodak Black.
Kodak Black.
Yeah. But guess what?
And then the Johnson lady.
Black people that, and I tell people all the time, and y'all people may criticize me for it. I don't worry about those people that showed up at that Chick-fil-A. Those folks don't vote anyway.
Yeah, you right.
Yeah. Good feedback, man. Drop a bomb for everybody on that one. Once again, if you're just tuning in, you're tuning into the Cornerstore Podcast, where we get together every other Thursday and chop it up at the corner store. This is kind of like our group chat. We chat all the time and talk about these topics. So some of the topics we can't talk about, but we're gonna bring to you what we can. And moving on to the next topic. And all of us can speak to this in some form or fashion, but why are assertive black men seen as a threat in the workplace? And Big Gooch, we talked about this the other day, but I'll let you lead it off and give us your thoughts.
I mean, it's kind of like what Slick has said early, man. I look at it as, a lot of people feel when you bring a smart black man to the table, to the game, is just intimidation to them. They don't see it as we see it, as the picture is solving the problems. So I mean, oh man, I had something on my brain I couldn't think right
Well,
now.
me and you talked about this.
That's that gas station.
Hey,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what that's strong man.
I have to watch.
damn
I have to watch
bumblebee.
what I
Hey,
have to say,
the
bro.
bumblebees got it.
I have to watch what I say, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You have
His
to.
brain don't went somewhere.
You got
Hey,
a point. Real quick.
man.
If all the views of this show is of our personal views and not of our
Right.
employers
See,
or any organization we're part of, or if
I
you're
don't.
part
I
of the
don't
education
care
system.
who you are. A black male gonna be intimidated to a white regardless in a certain position. You know what I'm saying? They just are. Especially when you up there on the ladder. But you don't see much as us up there on that ladder. You know what I'm saying? And then when we starting to grow, it's always something that hit back to bring us back down.
Big
You
facts.
know?
Big facts.
Hey, Al, I'll talk to you. Go ahead, Luke.
And they also I ain't gonna say fear you, but they want to make you out to be a problem when you don't let them play with you at the same
Exactly.
time. You know what I mean? Don't let them talk over your head. No, they don't like none of that.
So, I struggled with this when I joined the Air Force many years ago. I struggled because I was 6'2". I don't really smile a lot, but I'm not mad, but I had this frown on my face. So what I realized was that a lot of people were intimidated to work with me. And on top of that, they were surprised they thought I was this dumb guy from Georgia. All right. And they didn't initially want to work with me or didn't want to give me a chance. But then when I got my first chance, I had to learn how to, what they say, you got to be three times better, So I established that, but which was established for me at a young age anyway, coming out of, from Robbie King and Reuben King camp, So I struggle with that, but I also struggle with my reactions. I had to change my reactions to different things. Like, you know how it is when you got somebody that may say something wrong, say something that would normally garner a reaction from you. I had to learn how to kind of, I ain't gonna say fake smile, but yeah, I had to learn how to do that. Fake smile, didn't show them how much it bothered me. I had to lower the temperature down in the room. And instead of me being that angry black guy, I had to be that, man, he cool, he funny. I had to learn how to navigate that and had to learn to make people more comfortable around my presence. You talking about a black guy, 6'2", Al, 6'4". So I can imagine what he
Bro, I'm
went through.
6'7". Get that right.
Yeah. You what?
I'm 6'7", dog.
What?
Man,
Yeah.
please.
Man, you still growing? I thought
It's
you like
always
6'5",
been
man.
6'7". What's wrong with y'all?
Man, you
6'7".
might be 6'7" the other way.
You might be 6'3". No, he taking
But
them
listen,
bumblebees though.
But Slick, you right, because you know what I
Nah,
used to
he
get.
got them new stacks that he put in his shoe. Like,
Yeah,
Hey,
the
Slick, you know
only
what I
joke I
used to
know,
get
fitness
though?
still growing.
When everybody will see me, and I was like you, Slick. I really ain't have much to say, nothing to smile about. I just walk through the halls and go to work. But I get, why you so mad? What you angry about? What you somebody
Yeah,
done pissed you off? I'm like, no. Why you get that? Why you say that? Oh, just the way you look. This is the way I'm always looking when I come to work.
yeah,
I just come to go to work and go do my thing. It ain't nothing personal. But I get that. You know what I'm saying? But like you, Slick, I had to dial back and be, he ha ha more. You know what I'm saying? Now it's different. Now I'm me. I'm gonna be me. This what you see, this it is, just me all day. Ain't nothing
yeah.
gonna change about it. I'm
What?
not gonna change the way I am just to put on the front. You gonna respect me, and I'm gonna
They let
respect
me in
you.
the
We
door.
go about our business.
Al, they let
yeah,
us in the door.
Hey,
It's over.
yeah.
hey,
And what's
It's over.
crazy is we have to.
One of the things I would add, in my professional career, is that white people, and I'm just going to be honest, oftentimes have this superiority complex where they feel like they're the most qualified, they're the most educated, and when you come through the door as an African American that's intelligent, articulate, credentialed, they can't take you being direct. And when you know more than them, they get offended. I read this book called White Fragility. And oftentimes I feel like that's what we encounter in the workforce. When you're direct and you mean what you say, and say what you mean, they can't take that. They operate off of biases. They think we're dumb and can't hold our own weight. And so that's what I've experienced. I remember just recently, I was told that, some of the your colleagues feel like you intimidating and aggressive. I said, how? I'm just direct. I say what I mean, and I communicate what I expect, and I feel like everybody should, respect that and honor that, but they
right.
don't, because they don't respect us in the manner that we walk in, especially in this new era.
Yeah, and a lot of that
Evan,
is stereotypes.
I understand exactly what you're saying. I took a different approach based off of where I was at, where I was located at. My approach was basically, I'd rather show you, you know what I'm saying, than, than demand respect with, but I kind of, I didn't know, don't get me wrong. I didn't tap dance at all. You can ask anybody that worked with me. But what I didn't do was, let's say, take offense. I showed them the product, and then I took how can I say, I had that small congratulations inside congratulations when they see my product or they pick me to do the job. You know what I'm saying? That's how I fought back. I didn't go in there and and everybody know I'm direct. I speak what's on my mind. But I learned sometimes that I couldn't do that in certain situations. But what I did do is I always competed. I always showed them that I'm the man for the job. I can compete with you. And shoot, some of them jokers I grew up, I probably had more money than they did. You know what I'm saying? So,
And I think too, you got the cold switch, and like you said, you got to pick and choose your battles, and
yeah,
especially when you're in a dominated, environment, you got to play the game. And I tell people all the time, we all on here understand this. We have a PhD in white people, right? We've been around them our whole lives. We know how they operate. We know how some of them try to pick some of us and say we're the exception to the rule. Oh, you're good. I used to hate growing up, and you be in environments where you can articulate yourself, and they say, man, you're not like the rest of them. If you want to piss me off, tell me that I'm different than the group of the people I come from. The difference with me and those other individuals you don't know, you got to know me. You didn't get to know those other black people that you stereotyping and you judging them based upon what you see on TV, what you see in rap music and all this other stuff. And that's not all of us. We come in different shades, colors, and personalities.
Yeah, yeah, big facts. And honestly, we're forced to assimilate to their standard, and they don't have to assimilate to ours. So that's where those stereotypes come in, and they're thinking we're one way. That is a lot is driven by the media, actually, and then untrue to truth about history and all of that. So I definitely feel all of you guys on that. One of my biggest pet peeves is to for them to change to talk to me and then go back to being normal around their peers and all of that. Like to see me and say, "What up, dog?" and then go right back to talking to someone, "Hey, how are you?" So when they say, "What up, dog?" I hit them with, "Hey, how are you doing today?" So
Yeah, man.
one of my biggest pet
I
peeves.
went through that. I went through that before we merged is where we at now. And it's like, when you see me, it gotta be the homeboy thing. I'm like, nah, it's just Al. You ain't gotta be with, hey, what's up, dog? What's up, big homie? And like you don't talk to the other guy like that. Why you doing me like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to put a
Granted,
stop to that with a couple of people. Was like, no, man, my name Al. Call me Al.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's not homie, it's not big cuz, or none of that.
Al, I think you mean, man. I think your ass. Hey, you.
I get that though, big dog. I get that
Yeah.
though. But you know what?
You need to go to
I
HR.
get that, but it come with the product. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I get that. No, Slick, I'm serious though. I get a lot of people like, man, you mean? I'm like, why? Because I don't kiki and ha ha. Man, it ain't that. It's just
Come
it's
on,
me.
Otto. I done seen you in action, Otto.
So you don't see them shucking and driving, huh?
Yeah.
No, we all have done. We all, man. Some of my better friends are white, and they'll give me the shirt off their back. It's
Absolutely.
just weird. Like since 2016, I've lost a lot of them that thought
No,
I was
we
just
thought.
pro
See,
black
Shannon,
Nah, they just revealed themselves.
That's
they
all
liked
good.
I mean, I
us
believe
being in
that
our
They
too.
place.
reveal themselves. That's what it is.
See, they liked us when we stayed in our place. And see, Trump pretty much uncovered a lot of them because I was shocked that like some of these folks we grew up with in Glenville and who they really are. And you support, we support Trump. No, that's the difference. I have Republican friends, I have libertarian friends, and we go back and forth, and they can't even support Trump because they stand firm on their principles as Republicans. And I can respect that. But when you support this man that has hijacked your party, who speak all this racism and talk this way about black people, call black countries shithole countries and things like that, then I have a problem with that. And you're by supporting him, you are advocating for that, and you support that. And I can't support anybody that support my demise.
Yeah, not only that, I get in tit for tat with people, and they're talking about, well, the Democrats are the one that started the KKK, and it just overlooked the Southern strategy. Then I think, okay, forget all of that.
Mhm.
Who does the KKK, the Proud Boys, and all these racist groups support today?
And
then you're
I
on that
Andrew
same
Gillum
side.
said, you may not think you're racist, but the racists think you're racist. When they're supporting you, then there's something there. And like you said, everybody don't give me that. See, for people who don't know history, they will they would agree with that. Oh yeah, the Democrats were the people that started KKK. But what you won't talk about in that Southern strategy, there was a switcheroo where many of those Dixiecrats changed political parties and went to the Republican side, and many of the Republicans came to the Democrat side. Black people were Republicans because guess what? The Republican Party was started by Lincoln to eradicate slavery. That was the whole mission of the Republican Party. That's why African Americans voted Republican all the way up to like 1960. They began to switch in the 1930s with FDR and the New Deal programs, but after that, they began to, still, I think about 50 or 60% African Americans still voted Republican after the New Deal program. But it was during the Civil Rights Movement and after the Civil Rights Movement that Black people made that massive shift from the Republican Party to the Democratic Party.
Man, big facts, and I'll leave it at this. I don't care who started it. Racist is racist.
Absolutely.
Who are you supporting today on the side of the racist? So great segment, guys. Great feedback. Hopefully, if you're out there watching, you're learning something from these segments. Give us a like, give us a share, and if y'all have access to your phones, share it to your live too, so we can get the numbers up and the viewership up. I know Thursdays can be busy for some people, and a lot of people watch the replay. But going on to the next segment. Round of applause.
Yeah.
Going on to the next segment.
Hey, Tanner, before we go to the next segment, Al, It was that Chinese food and that vodka, man.
Hey, hey, my boy went to yawning in the corner. I'm like, shit,
Yeah,
you all
bro.
right? Hurry
Hey,
up, wrap this
Hey,
up.
that's about the second or third time he yawned too.
I
yeah,
told him,
man.
hey, let's wrap this up
The
now.
Well,
damn
man,
egg, hey, the damn egg rolls and that vodka, bro, got me, bro.
well, yeah,
Hey,
narcoleptic.
you got a pocket on that shirt? I'm sure them Newports in there ready to fire up.
Ready. He don't got him piped down and everything.
Slick, you out of town or you home?
I'm
You out of
home.
Oh,
I'm at the
okay.
second house.
Yeah, we throwing a
Okay.
flag on the play, Roger. Wake up, dog. Wake
Yeah.
up.
I'm here.
All right. NCAA, man. It was great games, great tournaments. And I told you, Slick, more people are watching the women than the men now.
That's just, I think that's an
Wow.
anomaly, bro. I really think that's an anomaly and how y'all count. You know, the women championship, what do they have inside the auditorium of the gym? What? Couple thousand? Did you see where the boys played at?
Well, I'm not even just talking about the location, just the ratings themselves. Like,
Yeah,
they
but
had-
that people were just chiming in. You had grandmas from Iowa watching the game. Them folks, tell me what they're gonna do next year.
But
Show me the ratings next year.
But there wasn't no boy stars this year, man.
I was about
exactly.
to say,
The
Luke,
girls got all the
anybody
stars.
that's really
I
shine.
disagree with you. I think it was. To be honest with you,
Oh, you talking about big
I
boy
like to watch.
from Purdue?
I like to watch Zach Edey. You know, I like to. I mean,
That's
to me,
one.
you can't take away what he did this year.
But that was quiet. The girls been loud all year.
Well, the girls been
No, the
hyped up.
last 2
That
years.
Caitlin Clark,
Caitlin Clark been hyped all year
Yeah.
since she
But
went on that
LSU
She
tour.
good.
too now. Angel
Don't get me wrong.
They been too now.
Hey, that girl good, but she does not. The comparison between her and Steph Curry to me is a lazy comparison because Steph Curry just don't shoot threes. Steph Curry just don't shoot from deep. Steph Curry do a lot of taking the ball to the rim, a lot of layup. His handle.
Well, she led the nation in scoring and assists, though.
And she take it to the right.
Oh yeah, I got you. I mean, don't
to the
get me
right
wrong.
team, Luke. Yeah, she'll take it to the
She
hole
doing what she has to.
on the right on a
He doing
certain
what he got
team.
to.
We'll see in a couple
You
weeks.
see, she ain't drive. She do that in South Carolina.
Yeah, we gonna see in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we got to. I mean, I give her credit, but I think the storylines is what really blew her up, and it blew the women's game up. Like,
Well, she deserved a storyline.
Well, I'm just saying, like the light though. Like, would she get as much attention if Angel Reese never did the John Cena or pointing to?
Nah, this girl had been getting attention before that Reese incident. That Reese incident was like an ice cream on the cake. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, this girl had been tearing it up. You know what I'm saying? So for those that really watch, so I watch women basketball. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them fans that I can go out there and watch 5-6-year-olds play. So I watch basketball. So I've been watching the women's game, and I've seen her before. When I say I seen her, when I started watching what a name that was critical of her, that the Italian chick.
Taraji.
When the first time I saw that girl play, I said, "Oh my God, this girl can play ball." And I started following UConn. I was a big Tennessee fan. Shamika Hoslaw.
Oh, yes.
I remember them girls, bro. So when I see her play, I'm saying, dang, that girl is good. But I've seen this before. You get what I'm saying? People forget. And we have a tendency to reward what's happening right now, and we have a tendency to forget about those that already been there. You know what I'm saying?
But isn't basketball better when it has a storyline? When you think about it, go back to Jordan, Bird and Magic in college. Bird versus Magic. Got to the league. Bird versus Magic. Jordan versus the Pistons. Lakers. There's storylines with it. Like, we've seen good players like Clark.
But is it fabricated though, hot dog? See, I think to me, Angel Reese was fabricated. I didn't even start watching the LSU basketball with Angel Reese until I kept hearing about this Bayou, what do they call it? Bayou Barbie. And I'm like, who is this girl they keep talking about? Bayou Barbie. You know?
Who?
So I went and started watching LSU play, and I said, oh, she okay. She ain't the best post player, you know. She wasn't Boston. You know what I'm saying? I've seen better post players. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna struggle in the WNBA because most of her points come off of rebounds and second chance shots.
Well, she's in the record books though, just like Caitlin.
Yeah, in college and NBA is two. College and WNBA is two different games.
She's an average college player. Like
Look
you have
at her
average
play.
players in the
Tell
college.
me what offense does this girl have? She is rebounding the ball, putting the ball back up. Now, look at the people, the reigning MVP. You think she's gonna do that against them? No, she's gonna struggle. Angel Reese is gonna struggle, bro.
I
And
agree with you,
I guarantee she's gonna be in Germany in about 2 years.
I don't know about that one.
To that storyline point.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
To
she
that
might be in
storyline
Germany
point.
in the offseason anyway, because they're gonna pay her more than the WNBA. So I mean, you can't really
she'll
go
be
on
in the
that.
big three.
You know?
Q gonna cut her a check too.
All I know is the girl, if you look at it, she's limited on offense. She's gonna have to do better.
But yeah, to that storyline point though, it's easier now because like all the people you named, Shannon, you had to depend on ESPN or some of the networks to create the storyline they wanted.
But
nowadays,
before you go
media,
further, think about Sega Genesis.
yeah. See,
so I mean, everybody had those games.
Yeah, but nowadays social media can create the storyline. So it's some storylines that's gonna be like the Angel Reese storyline is gonna be created. You know, social media is gonna create it, or so it's easier now to, like Roger said, fabricate some of the storylines and make them.
And let's be honest, she white.
Yeah.
Come on, let's be honest, y'all. Yeah, everybody want to beat around the bush. She's white. A great story. They can put her in and make the black girls the bad girls and create this storyline around making her the white savior.
She did a good job. She did a good job.
Who you think gonna have a better turnout? Her or Reese? Caitlin or Reese?
Caitlin. Because guess what? She's gonna bring more white people to the sport and pay attention to it.
It ain't her game is better than Reese.
Yeah.
I think, I truly think I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
I will give you this, Al, though, because of Steph Curry. All these kids want to shoot threes and to have a woman that play similar to Curry. I'm not saying I agree with you, but similar to Steph.
The damn NBA centers want to shoot threes. Everybody
looks good.
Everybody shooting threes.
The girl earned her stripes.
Yeah,
I didn't like the fact.
I don't put her as no GOAT now.
Yeah, that's my problem right there. Because if you
more or Swoop and them type now.
All the new people are saying GOAT. I've seen that story before. I've seen Taurasi play. I've seen all them girls play. I've seen that. Now, have I seen a girl shoot that deep? That I seen one. I seen one. I think she played at Washington. I can't remember her name.
But you know why she get a lot of props, man? Because the team she played with, man, them girls weren't that talented, man. If you go to looking at their ranking,
man, did you watch them? I think them girls don't get credit.
But if you look, I'm talking about if you just based on how them girls was ranked, other than her, she didn't have no top player really to go alongside her.
Yeah, but see, that's people that don't watch basketball. That what's that black kid? That girl, she's a sophomore. That girl tough. To me, for hours. Yeah, that girl is that girl is better than Angel Reese. She gives me more than Angel Reese. Yeah. I don't care what y'all say. That little girl, that sophomore, she give me more than Angel Reese. How many times you seen them girls miss threes? Now, athleticism, you got it. But how many times did they miss threes, open threes? Not too many.
Yeah.
They just couldn't. They couldn't handle the inside presence of Cardoso. You know what I'm saying?
And Carolina just had height on them.
And they had depth.
You gotta give Johnson some credit too, though. Like she locked her down after she got on her consistency.
Yeah, Hollywood.
Hey, she did, but the girl still ended up with 30 points on 28 shots. But Johnson, people trying to pat Johnson on the back. Johnson went 1 for 7. You know what I'm saying? So that revenge tour, she need to cut that. She need to go and kill that.
How many points? How many points she had?
I don't know, but she went like 1 for 7, bro. That girl didn't hit no open threes. She was like 0 for 4 for open threes. And that memo, Caitlin waved at her last year.
Yeah, she was just playing a good D.
She need to go back to the gym. That's all I know. She need to go back to the gym. She need to get out in front of that camera talking about revenge tour.
She got to hit the studio.
They won though. Like she has more championships than Caitlin Clark has.
That might be fine.
That's
but what I'm telling you is, if you hey, you can't sit on the bench and be the biggest mouth.
But if you play defense like she did,
Mike Red,
she did pretty good on
Mike Red did. Mike Red sat on the bench, had the biggest mouth. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Al, you want to tell the story when Coach Hall told him to go in?
No, you can't tell.
Yeah. I don't know how much time it was. To make it quick though, Michael James, come in the game. Mike kicked the shoes off. Ain't he say nothing? Just.
Mike pull a Dennis Rodman, bro. Kick the shoes off, said at the end of the bench. I ain't going nowhere.
Thumbs down. Yeah, but man, that's good stuff, man. To talk about a little bit more, did y'all see Emmanuel Acho's comments about Angel Reese's press conference afterwards?
Yeah,
do y'all feel like she was a crybaby?
Nah, he missed the point. He missed that one.
Like he missed
that
one.
He was just
compared
looking
this
for
lady, young woman to a dog. I mean, I'm not a fan of his anyway, but I just felt like he overreached on that one.
Yeah, he overreached. She was asked the question, she gave an answer, and that was her last game. She knew it was her last game, and she gave an emotional statement. You know what I'm saying? And they ran with it. I think the media. To me, I think everything was orchestrated. The national championship game for the women was Sunday at 3:30. The national championship for the men was Monday at 9:20.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just think a lot of this stuff was orchestrated. No, it ain't never been that late.
Not that late.
No, it's always been about 8
at
something.
9 o'clock.
Yeah, not no 9:20, bro.
Where was that? What was it? What was it at again?
The only people come on at 9:20, Arizona. The only people come on 9:20, bro, is the Lakers.
That's why I was there. It was in Arizona. That's why I was so late.
Yep. So, but everything is always judged off East Coast time, though.
Like these broadcasts do their ratings. What is the peak time?
Yeah, they know. Yeah,
so they do that like a year in advance.
Right.
I think that shit is bullshit, bro. I think they all this is to me. I think all this was narrative. And you can't get me to believe that. The narrative right now is women basketball is more popular than men's basketball. I think that's not correct. I don't care what the numbers say.
But if you have, take the numbers out. If more people watch the women's championship than the men, then what is it? 2 years in a row.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but that to me that's an anomaly, bro. You can't go up there and tell me that that's normal. The common denominator was Caitlin. Caitlin was the common denominator. Who was the national champion 2 years past?
Well, it was LSU last year, and then
South Carolina.
No, it was Connecticut. I want to see.
South Carolina has won.
South
Carolina has won 3 of the last 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm telling you is,
I mean, I hear what you're saying when you say it's an anomaly.
They won 3 of the last 4.
I thought it was 2 of the last 4.
They won.
No, they don't won 3 of the last 4. She's on her 3rd one.
I don't know if it's the last 4. I know within the last 10 years.
I think they won 19. No, they won 21. Got beat in 22. Won 23, and she got one more. I want to say 19 or 20.
They got beat in 23.
They got beat in 23 last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They won the year prior.
Yeah.
I want to say that girl is I know she's on her 3rd national championship.
Yeah, this her 3rd.
Yeah, it's the 3rd one.
Yeah. I want to say she's 3 out of the 4.
With old girl that played for the Aces. What her name?
Yeah, she won with old big girl.
Yeah,
that won Player of the Year.
Yeah, she won in 2017.
All right. Well, if you're in the chat, I wish I can put up a poll. If you're in the chat, do you think women's basketball is more popular than the men?
It's getting there.
At this
I would say this year. Well,
I don't think it's getting there.
I don't know, but I think this year, and that's just on the college level.
Yeah, they just.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The college level,
Yeah,
like their numbers surpassed the NBA finals.
Half of them people don't know but 2 players, Caitlin Carr and Hey, if you can name more than 5 people in the women's sports right now, other than other than the coach out of South Carolina, Caitlin and Angel Reese, then you could speak. Other than that, keep it moving, bro.
I bet
I ain't saying they fans. I said they watch it.
Popularity being judged off more than just who know the players.
LSU, I bet you more people know LSU won the chip last year than they know Connecticut won it. The Connecticut boys won it last year.
I don't know. If you watch basketball, to me that was easy.
Well,
That's
I mean,
easy.
like Michael
but
said,
I'm different. I guess I'm different though.
Well, like Michael said, it goes back to storylines. Just like when Colorado started past year. Everybody tuned into Colorado.
Hey, some of y'all think Colorado gonna win the national championship.
Man, who said
Hey, I argued with a guy and I said, I looked at the schedule. I said, Deion gonna win 5 games. I said maybe 6, depending on how the Stanford game go. I said maybe 6.
I had 7.
I had 5.
Yeah. Now this year, I think he's gonna do something.
He gonna win. He gonna win 5.
I get more than that. And you look at the conference that they going to.
Oh yeah, I forgot they moved.
Yeah,
it's
moved
easy.
Conference, so it ain't the Pac-12 no more. But
and he done beat up them trenches too.
Well, if you're tuned in, this is the Cornerstore Podcast. We're on our sports segment. Thank you for tuning in. Again, let us know who's more popular, men or women. We're also on YouTube. I see Rock Dinkins on YouTube. What up, Rock? Emily Murphy's tuned in. Kathy Howard's tuned in. My mama's tuned
don't
in.
talk about first AB. Please don't talk about
Tawana Murphy's tuned in. So if you're on Share the Live, hit the heart. I know a lot of people watch the replay, so we're going to keep bringing these interesting conversations to you. And moving on, unless you guys have anything else to add to NCAA, but what were they thinking?
Oh my goodness.
Hey, so I was sitting there looking at a topic, man, and I was scrolling through my phone, and what the girl named Dirty Red, Sexy Red,
Dirty Red,
yeah,
Sexy Red, bro.
Dirty Red go to this school. Now she got a women out. It's like a cut dress.
That's the inside joke.
So
Mike.
I would have kicked out if I was principal. I wouldn't have let her go in there with that anyway. But she goes in there to talk to some high school kids. But guess what this girl do? Now, not thinking at all, she goes in there. She's smelling like straight. She done hit a couple blunts before she go in there to talk to kids. What was she thinking? And people try to justify that. Why would you want somebody like that in your kids as a role model for your kids? I just don't understand that. She wasn't dressed appropriate. She wasn't dressed appropriate to go to school. That's the first knock. The second thing was she come in there high. So she ain't got no respect for your kids to come in there sober to give them a message for them to make it or whatever, you know. So I don't get that. So what
you said the kid sold it to him?
Yeah, right. She pretty red.
They invited her to come smoke. Slick. What you talking about, man?
You had it right, Roger. She's Dirty Red.
Dirty Red. That was the name is.
I feel she's a plant to destroy the black community.
Dirty Red.
Man, she just like what rap is now, man. What a lot of rap is, man. Just hot commodity. You come out with a certain verse. You got these guys who make beats and stuff for them. The verses ain't about shit. The beat was making it pop.
Now,
and that's it.
Emin, now you just said we ain't gonna sugarcoat this now.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna act like we don't see a sexy red walking around every day.
Every day.
It's a sexy red every day.
But it goes everywhere.
You're right. It's a sexy red everywhere.
It goes to what Roger was just saying. You know, people are condoning this behavior because guess what? They live this behavior.
Right.
He's engraved in the culture now, bro.
The person who invited her there probably lived that same thing. That's why.
But come on,
they know what come with her, man. They know what come with her.
Yeah, but why would you even? What made Evan? I'm gonna ask you. What teacher came in there and said, you know what? I think it's a good idea. Let's go ahead and bring Dirty Red in here to the show to talk
Sexy
to the
red,
kids.
man.
You want to
Sexy
give your
red.
true answer?
Man,
You want
her
to give
name
your
is
true
Sexy
answer?
Red.
You want me to give you your true answer? A ratchet teacher.
Exactly.
And some of them out there too.
Yeah.
Hey, hey,
That's
hey,
ratchet.
hey, but Evan, you didn't raise your hand. You didn't say, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, you're right.
They all agree
Well,
with
let
it.
me ask you
My
this,
kids
Evan.
know.
Somebody agree with that.
Evan,
You
Somebody
gotta
got
let
her
my
pass.
kids know.
Somebody set up the time. Somebody did all that, and some of them people were educated people.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
So
see,
let
some
me
of
ask
these
you this,
educated
Evan.
people listen to that type of music. See, I'm the type
I
person.
listen to the music,
My
but I ain't
kids
bringing
know.
her to talk to
I
my
hate-
basketball players.
I know your parents tell you never use the word hate, but I hate what Sexy Red represents.
Yeah.
She is part of the problem with this generation. These kids, they don't know their ABCs, but can cite a Sexy Red song. Did y'all see that video on social media where the kids in the daycare
Twerking.
Yeah,
working to Sexy Red music?
I
and
want
they
to throw
love
a
it.
can of
Hey,
tomatoes at somebody.
Nothing cute about it.
educated and smart is two different things.
Wow, you hit one. You hit one.
Say
Silly,
so.
man. Our community. I feel sorry, man, for our community, man.
I bet you, hey, I bet you some dummy in them comments right now. I can't see the comments, but it's a dummy in the comments right now. She good for the community. Nah, man, please. Damn it.
Is there a disconnect? Like, are the teachers trying to meet the kids where they are?
But you can't meet them all the time, bro.
That's
You,
why I have a
bringing that
fun
to
you
the
can't meet them all
You
the time.
can't meet them because it's
See,
your
I
job.
don't agree with it. I'm just
I
saying
didn't
that
meet
thought
them.
process.
No.
Nah, you can't meet them
I didn't want
motherfuckers
to
all the
bring
time.
church or school into it.
No.
But see, I
Hey,
have a fundamental problem
sixth period.
when
Hey, sixth period be weed time.
But see, I have a fundamental problem when schools and churches try to dumb down in order to reach certain people. The
Yeah.
standard is a standard.
What that church, man? That church in Atlanta. What's the church in Atlanta that do the love?
Willie Murphy.
Yeah, William Murphy. They
Yeah.
ain't gonna justify, nah, doc, you done gone too far. You
Yeah.
gone too far.
You can't meet them.
I've seen it
Like I
work,
say,
but-
it'll be sixth period. Y'all be in there rolling joints. So this is a safe way. I
Hey,
guarantee
homemade
you, y'all
out the
sitting in
womb.
DeKalb County school district talking about we might need to teach these kids how to roll
No, let
joints
me.
correctly,
Okay,
so they
that's
won't.
Ain't no
great.
more homemade, man. It's paper rolling.
That's
Paper
a
rolling
great point.
101 on 6th period.
That's a great point. I'm gonna be devil's advocate though. Devil's advocate.
Go ahead.
Don't you say it.
Alcohol and tobacco was once seen as a sin and all of that good stuff. But now it's accepted.
Not on school
So
grounds.
what if they start teaching kids about the impacts of cannabis? The
Ain't nothing wrong with
capitalism.
that. I'm
The
talking about a
capitalization of
full-blown class on rolling joints. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, you
We
gotta,
have
you gotta
alcohol
know how
class.
to,
They
We've
got
been
that
doing.
on
you
TikTok,
gotta know how to
YouTube.
move the
This-
product, Slick.
Yeah.
You gotta do something to learn
Hey.
how to move the product.
We need to connect with the kids. Why don't we just have a blunt class? Edmund over there voting. Yeah, that sounds good. You know?
Hey,
I don't know.
like
I
you
don't.
said,
I'm not an
though.
advocate for that, but it's
What they
hard.
talking about, Mike?
How do we meet them though? How do we meet the kids to bridge the gap in between their culture now and then our mindset and culture?
You can't lower the standard. You know what I'm saying? That's what
It's a non-negotiable. You got to raise your kids with a certain standard. Okay,
Yep.
look, we were raised up around the hood. Your daddy ran a club. You still had respect for people.
Yeah,
still
but you
know how
gotta
to treat
think.
your elders. We just this generation, they want us to erase all the standards that we have in our community in order to reach them. Hell no.
No, I'm saying like I don't agree with all of that, but all of our parents are much older than the parents that are out there now when they had their kids.
Man, I was 20 with my kid. You know what I'm saying?
Like how old was your dad when he had you?
21.
Okay. How old was you, Al? How old was Mr. Otto?
10. I don't got a lot. Hey, I don't got a lot, bro.
Boy, daddy probably about
But you know, Goose on the back end, so he
30
probably
years
Yeah.
old. That old
Yeah.
ass nigga.
Hey,
That
Goose.
nigga
Goose, hey, ain't you the baby boy, Goose?
okay, bro?
Yeah, Goose the baby boy, bro. It's about
Bro,
8 of
if
them
my
on top
daddy
of
was still
Goose.
alive, man, my daddy be tapping on damn 80 right now, man. It's old, right?
Yeah, my dad got me
my
like
mom-
20
my mom-
in 20 years.
Yeah, my mom was
Hey,
22.
he was
and
buying no
she-
cornerstore pills.
I think having kids at a young age does not excuse you for manners and
It
that.
doesn't, but if you're not mature to pass on that wisdom, then it's impacts. It's just bad curses, bad habits, bad changes.
But my thing is, to go back to your question, we don't have to dumb down our standards as a community in order to reach those kids we're trying to change and impact.
Yeah, I agree with that. But how do we dumb down the communication to have an impact?
But you shouldn't have to. That's the problem.
Bro, in marketing, a lot of the marketing context that's out there is at a 5th grade.
Yeah, the parents need to be there for one.
What I'm saying, you can still speak at a 5th grade level, but be articulate.
Mm-hmm. Well, what the good is articulate. I get that.
I ain't got right here be speaking, hey, dog, you know what to do, and all this other stuff to try to reach somebody.
I agree. Hey. But how do you connect the dots though? Like if you talk to them and it goes over their head, then what's the good?
I use prime example. I teach these kids every day. I follow through with what I'm talking about on here, and guess what? They rise to the occasion. Kids do what they are allowed to do. If you set standards for them,
they'll rise to that occasion.
They'll step up. Yeah, they'll step up.
But
that's
if you put
you as an educator, because you're raising the parents' kids in your school, now they go home. Now they got to fight between choices and bad habits.
But every equal teacher is not the same as you, though.
But guess what?
They don't look at it the same as you. So that's where you got to start at, having that equal teacher next to you, think like you, and want to do it like you. Because you got a teacher thinking like brain sex red aboard.
Yep, you're gonna have a bunch of dummies on the yellow bus.
So that's another major way you got to start it. You can't go in there, you're thinking, but you know what I'm saying, Luke and Slick teacher, they thinking, hey, we want sex red, you know what I'm saying, to come through.
But see, to me, it should be some maturity in there to where somebody in that particular school system should have said that is not an appropriate person for us to bring in. Somebody should have stepped up. What Evan said. You can't lower the standards. You lower the standards, bro.
You can't lower the standards. But what if that said she can come in, but she has to do this kind of music? She can come in, but this is the type of message she has to give.
But if you did your research,
to do that.
If you did your research, tell me what song she gonna sing.
Yeah, she ain't got no message to give.
Right one.
Say that again, Luke.
That shit is shake that ass with Drake.
Luke, tell me what song she gonna sing.
So why?
Hey,
so let me ask this: Did Ludacris do it?
This right here.
Ludacris can.
One in there. She's a teacher too. She said you can make anything a math problem. If Johnny has $20, how many bags of weed can he buy? If the bags cost $10 each, and if it costs the dealer $5 per bag, what is the profit?
I don't agree with that, but then I see the point in that. Like my son,
the profit is y'all better get a lawyer. That's the profit.
Exactly.
Somebody 15 to life. That's what the else is.
Somebody better add up what the bondsman is.
My boy said Johnny broke. Hey, you remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Hey, Johnny got $1.26. What that mean? Johnny broke.
You can't just going back to the point and going back to what I'm more upset is, that Sexy Red thought that was appropriate for what she thought that was appropriate wear to go to a school. She thought that was appropriate. She didn't see nothing wrong with her going there smelling like bunk. You know what I'm saying? So what she do on her personal life, I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? She's an entertainer. That's what she do. You go to the club, she's smelling like that, looking like that. I'm thinking that's appropriate for that particular location. But if you come into a school and to speak to students, then that standard needs to be raised a little bit. And if that person can't meet that standard, then guess what? She shouldn't have never been recommended to go. Because to me, other than talking, she couldn't perform. It's not one song she got that she can perform. You can't clean up nothing.
Right.
I agree with you 1,000%. She should have had a certain way she presented herself, and they should have told her, "Hey, these are the guidelines before you come. This is what accepted. This is what not accepted." But then you got Lil Boosie that goes to school. You got Ludacris that goes to school. But during our time, it was some other who are some of the people that when we came up that rapped. Talked about being the drug dealers that Trick went Daddy, around and went to school.
Trick Daddy, who else?
But
a juvenile.
And I'm not condoning it at all, but I'm just saying there's a
I'm a
gap.
thug.
There's a gap. I mean, just like we see a gap, our parents saw a gap. My daddy was mad because I came home with a box haircut. Because he sent me up to Mr. Pete to get a fade number 2.
But shit, I get that, you know, times change, but I think we're in a generation where standards have eroded. Like moral values are not there no more. With the respect, like you hear kids walking down the halls now cursing like they don't see an adult nowhere in sight. We cursed. But when we were around adults, we had respect. We didn't do that around them, but around ourselves, we would do that. These kids don't have no filter no more, and they just don't have. And I think it's because we've lowered our standards, and they don't come up with the same.
I had it. Hey, Evan, piggybacking on what you said about standards, I had my son, my baby boy. One day, me and him were just talking. We was all kind of in a group talking. And every 3 seconds, this boy said the N-word. All right. You know, you got the in-house, the way you talk, and then you got the public, the way you talk. You know what I'm saying? Some people choose not to use that word. Some people use it this way, whatever, you know. But every 3 seconds, my kid was saying this word. All right. And I looked at him and I said, dog, you can't find nothing else to say? Because I knew if he was saying it every 3 seconds, guess what he's doing outside the house?
Yeah.
He's doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it was too fluent. So I had to sit down and talk to him. You know, I had to tell him the difference. You know, basically I had to reset the standard box. I lowered the standard a little bit. Like I heard him, you know, I didn't trip. I hear him cuss when he in there on the video game. You know what I'm saying? I think the kids call him Ray Rage or something like that, you know, something like he in the Super Bowl, you know, and he getting his butt tore up. So I would talk to him, you know, I would not get on to him every time about the cussing, but when it got to the point where I could start hearing you downstairs and when I'm walking by, I had to reset that line again. You know what I'm saying? I had to go back, reset the standard. But if I go to the point where I don't say nothing, and he think it's okay to just cuss around daddy, say N-word around daddy, all that, then guess what he's gonna do when he get out in the streets?
Yeah. And what he's gonna do when he get to school?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what we deal with.
Yep. So
gotcha. So do y'all think the standard of the village has changed?
Oh, most
when
definitely.
We came up, it took a village that held the standard up, whether it was our parents or our neighbors' parents, y'all parents with my parents when it came to getting in trouble. But then it also was connected to the church and the schools.
But
so has everybody's standard
changed? You can't even say nothing to kids these days. Like,
no.
Like for instance, Emma, we lived on Green Street. Everybody on the street had a license.
Yeah,
you got a line, you know what I'm saying?
Green Street.
Miss Dorothy Cook, Miss Winifred, you had Miss Kane, you had Miss Rosalie, you had Miss Doris, you had what's the lady that blowing our mouths when we got thrust at the corner, Miss
Aunt Rosalie?
Miss Rosalie.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we ain't need no babysitters on Green Street.
I know.
So you know, Mama Emily was gonna call everybody and tell them.
Hey, she was right across the road from me, bro.
Yes, sir.
When she got home from work. What happened before she got home from work? She didn't know.
Right.
So
the days I wanted to steal.
You can't do that now, though. You know, you'll get in a straight fight with the whole family by trying to correct the kid now.
Right.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah,
to me, it
that's
ain't
why I
working.
say the ideology is so different because the gap between the parents that came after us are so much shorter than ours. Like our parents had the wisdom, and our grandparents were in our life. Like I hate that my son doesn't have cousins his age. Like all of us grew up together. He may have 1 or 2 cousins his age, where I had probably 50 cousins and friends within the same generation.
But see, go back to Green Street. All of us grew up together, even if you weren't related. We grew up together where everybody played on the same street, communicated. These kids in the house playing video games. We were forced to go outside. You know,
yeah,
we were outside hanging at the light up there. You know, the light was what was one of the places you went to hang out at, right?
Yeah, popular spot.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. And then when some of us got video games, they ain't know how to play them. Like Luke, my bad.
Here you go with the foolishness, guy. You know what I'm saying?
We out there playing sidewalk and stuff. These
any
kids,
kind of
Yeah, man. But
We
if
had
you
to go to
tune
the
in,
project. We had to go to the project to play sidewalk. We ain't had no sidewalks in the hood.
No, not in Green Street.
Yeah.
we improvised with ours. Well, we played marbles, played baseball with the beer can was one of the bases. Pine cones.
Hey, Lou, we went to Jim Jones to play baseball with a mop stick and a tennis ball.
But hey, how many bicycle rims we done nailed to a tree?
Oh
man, I don't want a lot
hey,
of them.
quit dunking so hard. You got to go out there and fix the rim.
Play with any kind of ball, soccer ball, Family Dollar ball, any kind of ball was a basketball.
All purpose. Remember that basketball was all purpose ball, man. You played basketball, kickball,
football,
dodgeball, everything with that ball, basketball.
Hey, you have no air in it.
No. With the nipple. They had a nipple hanging out on one side.
No kind of grip.
Yeah.
Yeah. But once again, if you're just tuning in, this is the Cornerstore Podcast where we get together and open up our group chat to the public. Can't tell y'all everything we talk about. See, we lost one cast member. Big Al went to take his B pills from the gas station.
Yeah, the bumblebee.
Yeah, I better tell Al to go get an EKG because that thing will mess his heart up.
Hey, he might have done fell out that chair back there, man.
Hey, that color purple story.
Hey, best ride. Al be on the first 48. We wind up at BB's got him.
Hey,
we gonna have that line for the color purple. How he died?
Top of me.
Hey, you know when he got an ice pack, he about hard for 2 days. So
Cuz over there dizzy, he don't know what to do.
hey, all the blood that ran out of it.
Hey, Al, we only talking about you because we love you. And you ain't on the show right now. So. But once again, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm sure a lot of people will watch the replay. We try to do it every other Thursday. We're going to try to get some guests in. We'd love to get some of you all that are tuning in. We got to get some estrogen on the show, man. I know we were talking about getting Whitney Miller, but we need somebody with the personalities of ours. Not to say Whitney doesn't have it, and I can't wait to get her on. But if you're listening out there, we love to hear from you. If you help raise us, we'd love to hear from you.
I put Dirty Red on there.
Dirty Red.
Anybody that act like Dirty Red, we want you on here next week.
What about what the other Red you grew up with? Perfect 10. Didn't they call her Dirty Red?
No, Slick know what he's talking about. He keeps saying that Dirty Red for a reason. That name keep coming up for a reason. We'll talk about that off camera though. We'll talk about that off camera. I ain't gonna put Cuz out there like that. We'll talk about
Man, don't put me in there. I might have served her some. Hey, I might have served her a beer or two.
You don't want to keep calling their name now. You know that girl named Sexy Red, but some kind of
Sexy Red. I'm being facetious when I say Dirty Red because I think she's dirty.
You thinking about them 90s, boy? Get out them 90s, son.
Them 90s was good though. Them 90s was real good during that time on Green Street.
Yeah, it was a different time then. But drop some topics in the chat if you're still listening to us. Drop some topics in the chat that you'd like to hear our opinion on, and we'll opine on those. And I almost forget this one. This was kind of like some breaking news, man. I don't even know how I feel about this one, but R.I.P. to O.J. Simpson, the Juice Man.
Juice.
He's not a hero. He's not a martyr. I mean, how do y'all feel about the passing of O.J.?
I mean,
he's OJ.
He's not black. He's OJ now.
He ain't black. He
ain't black. He's OJ.
That's a complicated legacy.
OJ is a product and a beneficiary of Rodney King beating. That's why he got off.
And Johnny Cochran.
And the
Kardashians.
I'm gonna wait to the backstage on this comment, but
you might have to pop a cigarette for that one, there, Roger.
No, it's easy for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't feel no type of way, but rest in peace.
He didn't really rock with us like that.
No, he didn't.
He didn't. He came back to us like everybody else when they in trouble.
Right.
Yeah, but shoot,
hey, Candace Owens, ain't we saving her now?
Cool.
Man,
no,
don't get me started.
Her and Emmanuel Acho in the same boat to me, bro.
Yeah,
can't come back.
Y'all think Acho just as bad as her, man?
Oh
man, nah, I don't think he's that.
I don't think Acho.
Go look at the history. Go look at his history.
You got to understand where Acho come from, though.
He's an African.
Yeah,
Even
and
with
he's an
that, he
African.
tried to
He's
he tried to
African.
downplay that when
Yeah,
Nigeria was colonized, bro. They went through some worse things than us.
yeah. You got to understand his culture, his background. Suburban Texas. To me, Acho, he's speaking what he's went. Owens, on the other hand, to me, she's sued for the stuff she talking about.
Yeah. But she's a grifter now, though. She saw she can get paid off it.
She's a grifter. She's straight up grifter. My thing is, you can't erase the history of all those idiotic things you stated. So now you back on the and I fought Charlemagne, and Charlemagne he getting on my bad side.
Yeah, I'm done with them.
Takes he's doing. I think they're ill-informed. They're uneducated on the issues. And when you rehabilitate somebody like that, because guess what? Most people, listeners that listen to his show, they don't understand these political issues. They don't understand this stuff. If she talked good today, they don't even remember what she said yesterday. And so when you give this person a platform, you're doing our community a disservice, because this lady is a detriment to who we are as Black people.
She don't. I don't agree with the girl overall, but sometimes she makes good points.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
now that I can give.
She not all bad, but you know.
Yeah, sometimes she throw that back into you. You know, setting the standard, setting that bar. Sometimes she forces you to think like that. But
she loses a lot of credibility.
I call her. Everybody laughing when I say this. She's an articulate idiot. She's very articulate in how she deliver her message, but she says some idiotic things at the same time. And like I tell people all the time, a broken clock can be right twice a day. You know, so you can say all these idiotic things over here and then say 2 or 3 things that we all can agree with. That still doesn't redeem you.
Right. I agree with that.
Cause your credibility in the question, man.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but once again, thank y'all for tuning in. Twan, I see you heavy in the chat, so thank you for tuning in and commenting with us.
My sister.
Yes, sir.
We still looking.
Oh, Wimagino, Miss Wimagino, Mama Wimagino is tuned in.
I bet my son using her account.
Hey,
Mama say hello.
Say hello, son.
She didn't say hey, son. She said hello, son.
Hey, Evan or EJ.
Hey, man, that ain't my dog, Emma.
Hey, we looking for Sexy Red likes for next show next week.
Yeah,
hit me in the DM.
Yeah, and Rock, I see you tuned in too, man. We love to get you on the show. I'll reach out to you soon and hear some of your old stories about Coach Hall, just growing up in Glenville as well.
And we got to get Slick King on here. That's my
boy.
We talk all the time offline about politics, so I want to bring him on to our
segment. Don't bring that joker on him, man.
Hey, we might have to just have a back seat to just him and Roderick and you, Edmund, on here.
Not me.
Right.
Yeah. Put me in there.
I would say we'll get Duck on here, but boy, that
my daddy called me a bougie. My daddy called me a bougie Republican, so you know me and him.
Yeah, please don't get him and Slick together.
You do look like Paris Denard a little bit, bro.
Yeah. Hey, I told y'all that joke ain't do nothing for me.
Oh my God, yeah. And if you're in the chat, who would y'all like to see on the show that grew up with us in Glenville, in the Glenville area? So drop them down.
One thing before I want to get off, I want to. We have a group that is still in the infancy phase that's called Men of Purpose. It's got a bunch of individuals from Glenville. It got a lot of people that live in Glenville that we want to bring something back to the community, as in some type of education, some kind of, give back to the community. Right now, it's all in the thought process. Everybody's throwing ideas out there. Most of the individuals are not living in Glenville no more. So what we want to do is, I can tell you what our neighborhood needed back in '93 when I left, but I can't give you the updates on where we at now.
Same thing.
Yeah. So what I would, if you're very interested in some of the guys that left Glenville and kind of made it, if you interested in, some of the guys that are still in Glenville and made it, if you want us to come back and talk to the kids, what topics, what can we do, or maybe you don't want us to come there. Just kind of throw some ideas out there. Give us some thoughts on if you're interested, if you're willing to bring some kids to the event. We talking about mid-June, was it mid-June or July, somewhere around there?
I was going to piggyback off you, Roderick. I'm also a member of that working group. And one of the things that we want to build from this is something that's sustainable, that's in partnership with the city of Glenville, where the people on the ground help take ownership of what we're trying to do so that it's sustainable through mentorships, so on and so forth. And so we want this to be a collaborative effort. We know things in the past where people have done different activities that was a one-time thing, but we want this to be sustainable, and we want this to be able to change the trajectory of these kids and lift the standards in the community, as we were talking about earlier.
And we talking about all organizations. What is Rich? What's the Rich Kids, Rich Life? We talking about
organization.
Yeah, MLK committees. We talking about
and not only
Michael.
that,
we talking about everybody.
The churches as well. Like those are the largest number of organizations in that community. So we want everyone to be a part of it. And to piggyback on top of that, like we want to come back and, like Edmund said, have it to be effective, but more than anything, we want it to be impactful. And if you're impactful, then it can be sustainable. Like Roderick said, most of us don't live there. So we want to come back and be a supporting cast to what you guys need instead of being the spearheaders of it. So we want to come back, start it, pass the baton, and then you guys take it on from there, and we come back and fill in wherever we can.
Yeah. And we're not trying to take away from no other organizations. We're asking all organizations to come together. Come to the meeting table. Let's get this one day where we all come together. Churches, nobody's leading this thing. You know what I'm saying? We do have Jason
Jinx.
Yep, he came up with the idea. But his whole purpose was to just come back and give to the kids. He's been gone for 20 years. He's retired. He's a Glenville, and he wants to come back and give to the community. But we're asking, we're soliciting help from everybody that's out there. If you got some input or you want to come in and talk to us, trust me. We're not letting no sexy red come in here. You know what I'm saying? So
we'll be having a community meeting with all pastors, community organization leaders, and everybody to come together to see how we can work together and get rid of this territorial mentality where if you doing it, I'm not going to support it. If they doing it, I'll support it. But we want to come together and eliminate that and really be a force to be reckoned with moving forward.
Yeah.
Yep. The mantra is collaboration over competition. So let's come together and collaborate with it. But once again, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back on in a couple of weeks. Hopefully I can nail down Coach Hall and get him on. I know 9:00 is kind of late in the hour.
Yeah.
But I have to do a pre-recorded thing. I will. But be sure to share the live, share the replay, and then inbox us on anything you have about the show. And once again, the Men of Purpose event that everyone is trying to put together, feel free to inbox anyone on the panel here, and we'll take it from there. All right, any last shots, my guys? Luke, welcome to the show, man. How you feel about it, bro?
Hey, man, it's a good thing, man. I want to tell Mike, man, I seen what you're doing from a distance, cuz. Don't give up, man. Keep on doing it, man. How I can support you, man. I know I live in Warner Robins, but how I can support you, man? Just let me know, man. I shoot you my number, and we'll get together.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
You know how it is, man. We family. We all don't get along every day trying to pick stuff, but we all blood. We know that.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to K-Rock, Kelly Murphy. He's one of our other hosts and cast members.
Tell Kelly we cut him.
Kelly might be rehearsing for that Young E Posse reunion with Luke and Kristen Perry.
Hey, Kelly part-time, man. He done skipped like 2-3.
Oh, he trying to pull a Shannon Sharp on us,
hey, man.
On a couple of them.
Yeah, man.
He's gonna do a couple and then go start his own.
We're gonna have to advertise the replacement.
Oh man.
That my little Kelly, my little brother, man. He need to tighten up.
I'll see if Gina signs permission slip for him.
Oh man.
Yeah, but peace and love, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hope everyone has a productive Friday and a wonderful weekend. And we'll talk with y'all next time. Corner Store, we out.
All right.
All right.